Super excited about this one. This is an XM Studio statue. Optimus Prime, 1/10 scale. Huge box. Here's my hand. This box weighs about 100 pounds, so I'll probably open it up here and take it downstairs, piece by piece. That was actually a lot of work. This is for a video coming up soon. This will be cool. And giveaway. Today I'm going to use this Kaiser Feist. One of my favorite knives. It's got the marbleized carbon fiber handle. It's got the S35VN steel. And this one's very special because it is serial number 0001. It is Justin Lundquist. Just a great design. Love the way it feels. Really good action. You can open it a couple different ways. All right. Super excited. Okay, we are one layer in. I love this retro packaging. Very cool. They put in corner protectors. Just a fun fact, I could not find this in the US, so I imported it from a seller in Singapore. Put the link to his shop below in case you want to pick one up. Guess this is as good a spot as any. This is so cool. It's got the tech specs here on the side of the box. So this is the assembly book for this figure from XM. That's a good amount of stuff, so maybe we'll have another time lapse. But man, just to contrast this with the Prime 1 Studios book, you can see their instructions are a little more detailed, but this is a nice thick book, really thick pages. Really like the XM presentation on this piece. Velcro holders instead of tape. All right, I'm gonna get this unpacked and set these pieces out. Then we'll put this guy together. Look at the detail on this stuff. That is awesome. Very, very impressed with the quality of this particular statue. Look at that, shiny. There's a couple different poses that Optimus Prime has, so there's a few different arms. And I'm onto the second layer now, so I'm gonna unpack this. So this dude has a lot of parts as well. Not as many as Jet Power Optimus Prime, but he's got a substantial amount. This is an interesting addition to this particular Optimus Prime figure. They included a truck version, but it's kind of weird to me. It doesn't really go with the set. You can see that his paint is glossy, whereas the paint on the figure is more of a matte finish, and it's got kind of an aged sort of battle look. There's some other things that are weird about this piece as well. Like the styling doesn't really match the figure at all. For example, if you look at the front of the figure, I mean, obviously they're windows, but the styling is fairly dissimilar. Another thing that's peculiar to me is that the proportions aren't the same. Whereas the figure is a 1/10 scale, the cab, or this truck here, I'm not sure what it is. It seems like it would be more like 1/12, maybe even as small as 1/18. I'm really not sure, but it's definitely a different scale. I'll set these up, show you how this looks on the stand. All we're gonna do is line these up, and then this guy just sort of sits on there. Sort of like that. I would have wanted to have the design and the scale, and then even the finishing process be as similar as possible to the figure as I could. Well, he's very cool. I will probably leave this guy in the box rather than displaying him. I don't really have a good place to put him. I have this crazy idea that this guy, his base is a lot smaller than the base on Jet Power Optimus Prime, is gonna fit up there. I'm gonna move Voltron over there, and it's gonna be a good day. So here he is, the XM Optimus Prime. Very large, very detailed figure. It's interesting how much different the scale on the XM figure is than the scale on the Prime 1 Studios figures. I think proportionally the head is larger on the XM and the arms are bigger. And the legs are about the same size. A lot of extra pieces. There's 2 different arm poses. He can be doing a number of different things. He can raise his gun up in the air. I kind of like that. We might go that way so he doesn't take up as much room. He can be pointing his gun off in the distance. and looking at some kind of a communication coming in on this piece here. I opted not to put the jetpack on. I just went for the regular standard back instead of that. I am not going to use his axe. I'm just going to go with the open hand there. But I do think I'm going to change the gun so that it's pointed up. I will say a couple things. I don't feel like this holds together quite as sturdily as the Prime 1 figure. The pieces are a little bit looser. Yeah, I really don't love how loosely that sits in there. I don't feel like I have a lot of confidence that that arm isn't going to fall out at some point. I'm also noticing that these pieces chip fairly easily, probably because of the material that the statue is made from. I think I like the arm up quite a bit better. It's more like he's charging into battle. This piece here does not fit very well. It's supposed to tuck in right here, and it doesn't. It doesn't seat right. It's too tight. I think the best bet there is to secure this side in and then just kind of let this one sort of rest haphazardly. There's a lot of great detail on this figure. In some ways it's more dynamic than the Prime 1 studio figure, but I would say it's not quite on the same level in terms of quality, although I did have that magnet issue. So, you know, I can't fault the imperfection of this figure completely. Quality control is probably pretty hard to manage when you have a run like this. I think this is 650 pieces. So he's about $1,000 less than Jet Power Optimus Prime. The figure is pretty epic, and I love this pose. So overall, really good quality, really great detail. I'm gonna put these pieces back in the box, get that all packed up, and then we'll spin this guy around a couple times. Even half empty, this thing is still so heavy. You've gotta have a Shark rocket. This thing is amazing. I set this dude up on one of my speaker stands to kind of complement the Voltron. Obviously he's a bit bigger, but I feel like he goes pretty well on the stand over on this side of the room, so that is his official place. One thing I did not mention that I forgot that I'll include real quick. This guy actually takes batteries. Those go in the back of his head. I think there's one other place that takes batteries. I'm kind of over batteries right now. I'm not going to put them in, but there are a couple parts on this guy that light up. I have the same desire for this new figure that I have for the old one. I just wish that they'd put one switch in the base, give an option to plug it in so that you could just turn everything on at one time. But a very cool Optimus Prime figure from XM. If you collect Optimus Prime figures, this could be a great one for your collection. I feel terrible. It's all Optimus Prime statues all the time. I'm so sorry. I've got some really cool car videos coming, some other project videos up ahead. So thanks for bearing with me. We'll catch you next time.